Welcome to the John and Heidi Show podcast.
John and Heidi.
Here's John and Heidi.
Thanks for listening to the John and Heidi Show this weekend. Hey, baby, how you doing?
I'm good. How are you?
Very good. I'm excited because we've got a gentleman on the phone with us today. Going to be visiting with a guy by the name of Kevin from Norton Anti-Virus. They've got a bunch of really bizarre things that are going on where people can hack into your phones now. And they can hack into your computer and they can operate it to do Bitcoin mining. So we're going to get the scoop.
I have no idea what any of that means.
I know. We're going to get the scoop from Kevin, give us all the details on what we should be looking out for. So I'm excited to get all the details on that because he said if you've got a computer that's running slow or a phone that's running slow, it could actually be an issue with this. So I've got both of those, so we may have issues. Got a couple quotes for today, and let's do the whole weekend, Saturday and Sunday. Saturday, April 7th quote from Muhammad Ali. If they can make penicillin out of moldy bread, they can sure make something out of you. I like that. The Sunday quote from Sun Tzu said, opportunities multiply as they are seized. I like that too. A couple of great quotes. Thanks for listening to the John and Heidi Show this weekend.
John and Heidi.
If you're a business owner trying to do your own website, maybe it's time to get help. Or if you don't even have a website, it's definitely time for help. It's 2018. This internet thing is here to stay. At 49bydesign.com, we offer a simple plan to get you online for just $49 a month with no setup fee. This includes a website with the hosting and domain name included in the price. We have larger packages available, but this will get you online so people can find you in 2018. We're affordable by design at 49bydesign.com. That's 49bydesign.com.
John and Heidi.
Today is a special day, Heidi. Do you know what today is?
What is today, John?
I thought you'd never ask. Let's do the whole darn weekend. It's Saturday, April the 7th is National Girl Me Too Day. Also National Handmade Day. National Beer Day on Saturday, April 7th. National Coffee Cake Day. National No Housework Day. I like that. And National Love Our Children Day. That should be every day. Sunday, April the 8th, is National All Is Ours Day. National Empanada Day. Or Empanada? What's an empanada?
I have no idea.
Well, we need a day for that, apparently. And it's National Zoo Lovers Day. Do you love the zoo?
Yes.
I do, too. What's your favorite thing at the zoo?
The monkeys.
I lipped it when she was saying it. Monkeys. I knew it. I like the monkeys, and I like gorillas.
Gorillas are
that's pretty cool.
By far my all-time favorite. I love the
stuff.
gorillas.
I could go hang out at the zoo and hang out for hours. Thanks for listening to the John and Heidi Show.
John and Heidi.
Are you tired of high cable TV rates? Sign up for Dish today and get a $500 bonus offer while supplies last. Plus, lock in your price for 2 years guaranteed. Call All American Dish, your Dish authorized retailer now.
800-818-3967. 800-818-3967. That's 800-818-3967. Offers require credit qualification, 24-month commitment, early termination fee, and e-auto pay. Restrictions apply. Call for details.
John and Heidi.
Coming up, we've got your brain on drugs, but first, take a listen to this. Richard Smith, he's the CEO from Equifax. He was the CEO who presided over the massive data breach at Equifax.
Okay.
He is getting a raise. How much more do you suppose he's worth now? How much do you suppose he's getting for a raise since, that giant breach and all?
I have no idea.
$1 million raise.
Oh, that's nice.
Yeah. So good to know that they care so much about all that negative publicity that they got, and they're like, you know what, this dude deserves a raise. $1 million ought to do it. You know what, that's cool, and I'm not
Is
complaining.
he the dude that fixed it, though, or is he the one
No,
who was responsible
He was
for it?
responsible. He was in charge when it happened, and I guess he was also in charge when they fixed it. So, I guess that's a good point. He was there when they fixed it, too. But did they fix it, or did they just, say, hey, we won't do that no more? Okay, here's $1 million.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, look... You got
Lot
to
of
think of the
stress.
number of people
yeah.
who worked there.
I know.
And really, at the end of the day, do you think it was him that caused the
I'm
breach?
sure it wasn't.
Probably not.
But
But
he was
if
in
he
charge.
helped clean up the mess,
There
he
you go.
probably deserves a nice big raise.
I like that glass half full, optimistic point of view, Heidi. We've got your brain on drugs coming right up.
John and Heidi.
Each day at this time, we talk about people doing dumb things under the influence, but addiction is no laughing matter. If you or someone you know needs help, there's a toll-free number you can call.
1-800-438-0380.
That's the Addiction Hope and Helpline.
1-800-438-0380.
And this is your brain on drugs. A man from Queens, New York, called 911 to report that he was hiding in his bathroom from armed assailants, and he got busted when officers arrived, and they found a whole bunch of weapons in his apartment. The man, who had not been identified, called police early Sunday morning, told them that he had taken refuge in his bathroom from attackers who were, quote, shooting up his Flushing's apartment. He says here, when officers arrived at the home, they found the man alone in the apartment, surrounded by an arsenal of handguns and rifles and magazines and ammunition and fireworks. Police said he was sweating and laughing hysterically. He was admitted to drinking booze and taking some pills. He was taken to the Queens General Hospital. Charges against him are pending, or at least they were at the time of the writing of this story. This is from like 3 weeks ago. I have at least 10 of these stories stacked up right now. Every single day, somebody does something ridiculous.
So had anybody really shot his apartment?
They don't think so. They think he just maybe dreamed it. They're not sure.
Went a little nuts.
I don't know. And I feel bad for people like that. Just say a special prayer for people who need help. This right here, though, is what happens when your brain is on drugs.
John and Heidi.
Now, big screen, little screen, courtesy of ChannelSurferTV.com. The Real Housewives of Beverly Hills. I have not seen that. Have you seen that?
No,
have you seen any of the Real Housewives?
I don't watch any of that.
Have you seen any of the fake housewives? No, we don't watch any of those. Well, the Real Housewives of Beverly Hills, Kim Richards, reportedly owes $118,000 in unpaid taxes. Yikes.
Wow.
That's not good.
Pay it.
They must make some dough doing that show, apparently.
Oh, of course they do.
Is it popular? Do people love that stuff?
I don't know. We're talking about it.
No,
so
it doesn't.
they must.
Just because we're talking about it doesn't mean it's popular. I mean, we don't even know what we're talking about. Former Playmate turned reality star. I don't know who this is. Kendra Wilkinson. Do you know who that is?
No.
I don't know who that is either. But I'm not into the Playmates and I'm not into reality stuff. So again, don't know. She could be. I could sound like the biggest moron right now. This Kendra Wilkinson could be like the most popular person on the planet, and I didn't even know it. Anyway, she revealed on her Instagram story that she'll be filing for divorce from husband Hank Baskett. That's too bad. I'm sad.
That's too bad.
Why would you do that on your social media? I don't know. Would you do that?
Well, she's a reality star.
Okay.
So, I mean, she has fans.
There you
She's
go.
got people she's got to impress or whatever.
See, now I understand. This has been Big Screen, Little Screen. Both of those, by the way, from the little screen. Probably never going to make it to the big screen. I don't know. Maybe they will. Again, I don't know who they are, so maybe they're super impressive. But Big Screen, Little Screen, courtesy of ChannelSurferTV.com.
John and Heidi.
Now you can fly anywhere in the world and pay discount prices on your airline tickets. Book a flight today to London, Paris, Madrid, or anywhere else you want to go. And pay a lot less guaranteed. Call the International Travel Department right now at Low Cost Airlines.
800-719-5601. 800-719-5601. That's 800-719-5601.
John and Heidi.
Now, your scoop of the day, courtesy of FirstCupIsFree.com. Saudi Prince Mohammed bin Salman booked the entire Four Seasons Hotel in Los Angeles.
Oh, wouldn't it be nice to have that kind of money?
Would you like the presidential suite? Yes, and
I want
every
the whole
other room.
Hotel.
Can you imagine that?
Taking an entourage with him,
I don't
apparently.
know. I read a story about a guy who does voiceovers for a living, like record stuff, and when he goes, he gets 2 rooms. He always wants to be at the very end of the building, and then he stays in the room at the end of the building, and then he has an extra room that literally just doesn't get occupied next door, so there's no noise. I thought that's a good idea.
What about the people above you or below you?
Maybe he rents those too. I don't know. Could I be on the top floor at the end of the building and take both? I don't know. See, there goes his whole plan. I thought it was a cool idea, though. I was like, we should do that. But then again, we can't even afford the one room, so we can't go anywhere. A growing number of millennials are shelling out $500 for something kind of silly, to have pictures of their pets embroidered onto their sweatshirts. Why would $500 is what it costs to do that? Can you imagine spending
embroidery is
$500 for a shirt?
It takes a long time.
Why would you?
I don't know who would wear it or who would want it, but
I don't know either. I suppose if you absolutely love your pet, but I've got a link to the story if you want to see that, because I know that's one of those things you kind of have to see it to know what I'm talking about. So a link to that at facebook.com/John and Heidi Show. A survey by Encore Tickets found nearly 1/3 of all teenagers say they could not live without screen time from electronic devices. 1/3 could not live without. The other 2/3 wouldn't put their phones down to answer the survey. So.
Our kids, sadly, are in that category, I think.
Well, I can tell you last week I spent about 4 hours without my phone, not because I was trying to pull some sort of experiment.
You left it at home.
I forgot it. I was running off
Had
to a
panic
meeting.
attack.
Seriously, and I probably reached for my phone in the 3 hours. How long was I gone? Seemed like 9 hours. Okay, it was like an hour and a half. But I bet I reached for my phone 30 times. At least 30 times that I tried. I was like, no, I'm not. Hey, I'm going to call. No, I'm not going to do that. It was tough. But I survived it, and I want you to know that you, too, could probably survive a few hours without your cell phone. The NYPD is looking for a man who smeared number 2 all over the number 2 train,
Gross.
the subway. And I've got a link to this story just because it is such a bizarre thing. It is such a bizarre story, Heidi. This was going to be my weird news for today, because it is just so weird. I'm going to scroll down because here it is. It says, police are investigating after an unidentified commuter on a New York City subway spread, we're going to just say number 2. That's all you need to know. All over a pair of subway cars on the number 2 train line. The train's conductor was alerted to the situation by riders as they pulled in to the downtown Brooklyn area. The conductor then said over the intercom exactly why the train was going out of service. Urban planner Sarah Doherty, who was riding the train, said the conductor announced that we were stalled because of a sanitation and hygiene issue, and said that there was,
that is
stuff
so
smeared.
nasty.
If that
What
was
is
you
wrong
that did
with
that,
people?
just don't do stuff like that. According to a spokesperson for the agency, the cars were immediately removed from service and cleaned. Police continue to actively investigate and hope to catch the smearing maniac.
That is so disgusting.
The smearing maniac. I love that they're not just saying the suspect. They're calling the person a smearing maniac. So I don't know how else you would really describe that. It's pretty bad. And a counselor at a South Carolina private school was recently arrested because she was caught having an affair with an underage student. We hear more and more stories like this lately. I wonder if this has been going on for years and we just didn't know it before, or is it happening more now than it did before?
I don't know.
I wonder if it's just being reported more now, or if this has been going on forever. But we hear about it all the time. I think that's a bad idea. And the sad thing is, I saw this online, and there were men saying, "Way to go, guy." Now, if that was a female student and a man teacher, would you say the same thing? Then don't say that. It's a bad idea, period. So I think that's just sad. This has been your Scoop of the Day, courtesy of FirstCupIsFree.com.
John and Heidi.
Do you have ideas for t-shirt designs, but you don't have a clue how to print them? Or maybe you'd like to have t-shirts and coffee mugs available to buy online with your business logo printed on them. There's a website that makes it easy. We set ours up in about 10 minutes. There's no sign-up fee, no minimum orders, no monthly fees. It's just a really easy way to put some cool items online for sale, and you get paid every time somebody buys them. You don't have to print or ship anything. Just sign up, upload your designs, and then let people know where they can get your cool stuff. More details available at radiosavings.com. That's radiosavings.com.
John and Heidi.
Thank you so much for listening to the John and Heidi Show. We've got a guest today joining us, Kevin Haley. He's a cybersecurity expert at Norton by Symantec, and we're going to be talking about something that I guess I never really thought was possible, but it is the future now. People can kind of do like bank robberies online, because nowadays we got these people doing cryptocurrencies, and Kevin, people they're finding ways to hack into that and steal the cryptocurrencies now?
Sure. We're seeing all sorts of things in this area. Probably the biggest risk to consumers in 2018 is cryptojacking, where the bad guys will get onto your computer to use it to mine for cryptocurrency. So they're using your resources, they're using your electricity, and they're making all the money.
And they're able to do that all online. You might not ever, and most likely never ever meet these people.
You'll never see them, and you probably never even know they're there, except you may find that your computer slows down, your smartphone is unusable, or the battery on it drains really quickly.
Those are things that I'm sure there are people listening right now going, you know what, my electric bill seems high, or my computer seems like it's going slow, or my smartphone seems like there's some issues. How do you know if this is happening?
Well, you really don't. don't. That's why you need good security software. That's going to be able to search your machine, find these things, and kick them off.
And what are signs that your device or your computer or whatever it is has been infected with cryptocurrency malware?
Well, again, the slowing of the device, the battery drain, it may be related to when you go to a particular website and you notice that your machine really slows down then. That could be a sign, or they could get onto your machine itself and run full time. If you hear the machine working hard when you're not doing anything, that may be a sign as well.
So now, is this something that only affects people that are doing stuff with digital currency, or if I don't have any cryptocurrency, is this still something that could affect me?
No, it affects all of us, because what they've done is discovered that, again, it's very expensive to go out and buy computers that will mine for these coins, and there is a high electrical cost. So why spend the money to buy your own computer when you can use somebody else's? And that's cyber criminal thinking. So they're getting on your machine, and instead of stealing your information, they're stealing your computing power.
Now, with something like this, again, our guest for the folks that are just joining us, Kevin Haley is a cybersecurity expert at Norton by Symantec. Do you guys have like a program that we put on our computer to help, or what can I do to protect myself?
Yeah, we have a program called Norton, which will run on your computer. It will do two things. One, it's going to watch when you do a connection to the internet, and it's going to say, hey, is somebody trying to download some cryptocurrency miners onto my machine? So it'll stop that from happening. If you already have one of those on that machine, it can be run to go and look at every single file and say, is this file suspicious? Is this one of those miners, or is it malware or ransomware or one of these other threats? And if it is, then we'll just delete it. We'll clean it off your machine so that you'll be safe.
What does a program like that cost? Is that a pretty affordable thing? Is it like a monthly fee or a one-time fee, or how does that work?
Yeah, well, you're buying a license to it for a year. And it is updated every single day so that you get protection from all the latest threats. So you're not just dealing with things that are old. We're always bringing it up to date and making sure that it's going to protect you from all the latest threats.
Now, are you seeing people get more attacks on like a portable device, like a laptop that they may take to like a public Wi-Fi, or is it more like a computer that sits in a home that just happens to be on the internet all the time, 24/7?
Yeah, it really depends on your behaviors and on how you what you do, where you go online, how active you are. There's certainly risks to going to coffee shops and using free Wi-Fi. Attackers can get at you that way. Most threats will come at you either in email or will get you when you visit a website. It may be a legitimate website, but the bad guys have infected it, and they're waiting for you there, and then when you go to that website, they jump onto your computer.
And I know as I scroll through social media, there are times that I see ads on there for things that look interesting. When I click on that, it'll take me to a page that's not even remotely close to what the ad was. And I've seen in the comments where people say that that's what they're doing there. I don't know how any of that stuff works, but is that an example of what it could be?
Yeah, absolutely. They're trying to get you to click on something, right? So make it sound interesting, make you want to download it, and then that way they fool you into clicking on it, and they'll infect you that way. And they're able to. We call that a drive-by download, because all you're doing is going to a site or clicking on something, and you'll never see the malware get installed on your machine.
Wow, Kevin, why can't people just be honest? Wouldn't that be better?
It would be great. What the interesting thing is that the dishonesty people had in the real world, they've brought to the virtual world.
Absolutely. Again, our guest today, Kevin Haley, cyber expert at Norton by Symantec. Where can we go to find more information about this online? I'm very intrigued because I've got a computer that's going very slow right now, so I'm kind of wondering if that's what's going on.
You can go to Norton.com. There'll be a lot of information about tips and tricks to stay safe online, and you can find out more information about the report.
All right. We're going to throw a link to that on our social media to make it very easy. Kevin, thank you again for taking time to chat.
That's been my pleasure.
Again, Kevin Norton. He is a cyber security expert at Norton by Symantec, and we've got a link to all of the details. I'm going to go there now. It's at facebook.com/John and Heidi Show.
John and Heidi.
In a world that constantly tells you you're not good enough,
12 easy ways to lose weight now.
It's easy to start believing that. I'm Amanda Johnson. I have a new perspective on the self-help genre. My book, Becoming Enough, A Heroine's Journey to the Already Perfect Self, will guide you to find your own happiness. Learn to block out the distractions of what the world thinks and learn to be happy with who you truly are. Becoming Enough, available now on Amazon, or learn more at amandajohnson.tv.
Fun fact for you, Heidi.
What's that, John?
The Antarctica, the continent there, is the only continent without reptiles or snakes. You know why?
Because cold.
It's too cold. They're like, yeah, we got no fur coat.
Yeah.
We're not going to visit.
Cold.
You guys go ahead
Probably
and
don't have a lot of mosquitoes
you
either.
keep that continent all to yourself. Fun fact for you, Heidi.
What's that, John?
The cruise liner Queen Elizabeth II moves only 6 inches for each gallon of fuel that it burns.
Holy cow.
That is not very efficient.
Not
so
at
to
all.
go 1 foot, it would take 2 gallons of fuel.
Wow. Yeah. Don't be doing any math on the fly. That didn't work out so well for you earlier.
I shouldn't even admit this on the radio, but I'm going to admit it. I did some quick math on the fly last week. I used a parking meter, which I hadn't used in a long time.
This is so funny.
And I put in a quarter, and I only got 12 minutes. And then I said something like it would take...
You're like... 25 cents for 12 minutes, that's like 50 cents a minute. I was like, is it?
That's 2
cents. It's 50 cents a minute.
2 cents a minute. my brain had not engaged fully. And, yeah. Don't ask me math. If you ask me math, the question is, maybe? I don't know. This has been a couple of fun facts, courtesy of LearnWithoutLoans.com.
If you're a business owner trying to do your own website, maybe it's time to get help. Or if you don't even have a website, it's definitely time for help. It's 2018. This internet thing is here to stay. At 49bydesign.com, we offer a simple plan to get you online for just $49 a month with no setup fee. This includes a website with the hosting and domain name included in the price. We have larger packages available, but this will get you online so people can find you in 2018. We're affordable by design at 49bydesign.com. That's 49bydesign.com.
Now, the grandiloquent word of the day, and today it is rebarbative. Rebarbative. What do you think rebarbative means?
I don't know.
R-E-B-A-R-B-A-T-I-V-E. Rebarbative is an adjective, causing annoyance, irritation, or aversion or repellent, unattractive and objectionable, fearsome and forbidding. Rebarbative. So that's like probably the nicest way to say any of those things. So if you know somebody that's kind of not so polite, if they're annoying, maybe a little irritating, you could say, you're very rebarbative.
And they might think it's a compliment.
And they're like, oh, thank you so much.
Until they look it up.
And then they look it up, they're like, wait a minute. I don't think that was nice. Rebarbative. Today's grandiloquent word of the day.
Now you can fly anywhere in the world and pay discount prices on your airline tickets. Book a flight today to London, Paris, Madrid, or anywhere else you want to go. And pay a lot less guaranteed. Call the International Travel Department right now at Low Cost Airlines.
800-719-5601. 800-719-5601. That's 800-719-5601.
Time now for some weird news, and oh boy, this one takes the cake for the weirdest of weird news, courtesy of 49bydesign.com. Take a listen to this. 28-year-old Joshua Lee Cranmer of Florida was arrested for several offenses, but actually told the police to smell his fingers after he was pulled over. Yeah. This is a weird story that just gets weirder, so... If you think that's too weird, just plug your ears for like the next 25 to 30 seconds. Cranmer was pulled over in an unregistered 1999 green Saturn that had, quote, extremely old versions of license plates on it. So like license plates that hadn't been updated forever. Initially, he tried to ignore the sheriff lights and he just kept driving. He finally parked in front of his trailer and the sheriff knocked on the door of his car. That is when he exited the vehicle wearing nothing but a wet towel, and he was soaking wet from head to toe.
Okay.
He somehow denied that he had been driving the car, even though they followed him home. And then he asked them to smell his fingers. Okay? He was arrested and charged with fleeing and disregard of safety to persons or property, driving with a suspended license, and failing to register a motor vehicle. And if you want to know more, I've got a link to the story.
I wonder what his fingers smelled like.
I don't know. Probably really good. I just took a bath. Smell my fingers. I don't know. He's soaking wet, wearing nothing but a wet towel. I don't know. That's why it's today's weird news.
John and Heidi.
Now your moment of duh, courtesy of LearnWithoutLoans.com. A shoplifter at a store in Leicester, Massachusetts, successfully identified after he left his fingerprints on a piece of Play-Doh that he used to cover a security device. Now, I got to say, A for effort for covering up the security cameras, you know,
Should have been wearing
some
gloves.
Play-Doh that had your fingerprint. Police say the shoplifter used neon green and yellow and blue and red Play-Doh to cover a security device that the retailer was using. The attempted thief apparently hoped that the children's modeling clay would outwit the theft preventative measures, but the Play-Doh trick didn't work because the shoplifter ran off, but not before leaving behind a valuable piece of evidence, his fingerprint, right in the Play-Doh. They described the print as very good prints. They were able to recover that. The print was a very good print, and they were able to catch him right away.
Play-Doh, it's an impression.
Exactly. So I don't know what he thought was going to happen there, but not a good plan. There you go. This is today's Moment of Duh.
John and Heidi.
In a world that constantly tells you you're not good enough,
12 easy ways to lose weight now.
it's easy to start believing that. I'm Amanda Johnson. I have a new perspective on the self-help genre. My book, Becoming Enough, A Heroine's Journey to the Already Perfect Self, will guide you to find your own happiness. Learn to block out the distractions of what the world thinks and learn to be happy with who you truly are. Becoming Enough, available now on Amazon, or learn more at amandajohnson.tv.
John and Heidi.
Coming up, we've got some good news to get to, but first, it's fake news or Florida.
Alrighty.
These stories are either fake news or something that really happened in Florida. Heidi has to decide which is the case. Blocking my screen so you can't read.
I'm not looking.
A couple was arrested after locking their kids in a car while they watched the Super Bowl inside a bar. Fake news or Florida?
Florida.
True, Florida. A man was arrested for abusing 911 after calling to complain his cat was kicked out of a strip club. Fake news or Florida?
Florida.
That is in Florida. What in the world? Oh, I can't even believe some of this stuff. I'm going to do one more. And I try to post these online, and there's not enough room on Instagram and some of those to put them all, or maybe it's Twitter. I don't know where it is, but I posted on places, and it's all on our Facebook page. So if you go there, you'll see them all. And a last one. An opossum broke into a liquor store and got drunk off a bottle of cognac. Fake news or Florida?
Fake news.
Wrong. Florida. All of them today were
All of
true
them
stories.
happened in Florida.
Yes, and I've got a link to that on our Facebook page, facebook.com/John and Heidi Show.
John and Heidi.
This portion of the John and Heidi Show is brought to you by the John and Heidi Show. That sounds kind of funny, but it's true. Go to your local radio station and ask them to start carrying the John and Heidi Show. Here's the best part. They can carry the show for free. They play a couple commercials, but it doesn't cost them anything every month. So if you know a radio station that could use a little bit of help, send them our way. Send them to johnandheidishow.com. Again, johnandheidishow.com. We would love to do a radio program in your community. Then you could listen to the podcast and listen to us on the radio.
John and Heidi.
We always like to wrap things up around here with good news, and I think this is good news. It was a really nice thing that was sent out. And our good news, courtesy of Odiva. Odiva is the monthly subscription service for Ladies Monthly Visitor. All of the details can be found at radiosavings.com. And Joanna Gaines shares a letter to her fans as Fixer Upper wrapped up their final episode this week. We've actually watched that program numerous times, and I can't say that we met them because we didn't really meet them, but we bumped into them in an airport. And when we walked by, we're like, hey, how are you guys doing? They're like, hey, doing good. Thanks for watching, man. So, and they had a lot of luggage. I mean,
yeah, they did.
There was like a whole crew with them. They were coming back from somewhere. But it's been 4 years since Joanna Gaines opened our eyes to wonders of shiplap. And ever since the first episode aired, America has fallen in love more and more with the Gaines family. And it's no wonder Joanna's amazing design taste and Chip's quick, quirky personality it makes it to the point where everybody just loves them. It says, do you remember the time he ate a roach? I don't remember that. Do you remember that?
No, we didn't see that one.
They have been unashamed to share their family, faith, and creativity since 2013. So when Chip and Joanna announced in September that this season was going to be their last, it broke their fans' hearts. But how bittersweet to say goodbye to the very thing that introduced us all in the first place, she said in her announcement. And she's got a really nice letter that she had read. It says, with the news of one chapter ending, the Gaines have promised that they are not done. There's more to come. So I suppose we can kind of hang out and see what's going on. But it says, this season of life has been rewarding, challenging, unbelievably fast and furious, and nearly everything in between. And I've always thought those two seem like really neat people.
Oh, I agree.
And they decided to step away from the TV show Fixer Upper because they wanted to spend more time with their growing kiddos. Their two sons and daughters have always been great helpers to the parents, and on the show, they wanted to take some time to be intentional in spending time with them. And they have baby number 5 that's soon on the way. So I can understand that. I can tell you, it seems like just the other day our kids were little kids, and our son's 21. We had a photo on Easter that was posted on our Facebook page, and we've got friends that haven't seen our son in a while, and are like, "What happened to that boy? How'd he grow so tall?"
Yeah, it's crazy.
He's what, 6'3"?
6'3".
Towers over us now. I mean, now we got to be nice to him. So, so I can certainly understand where it makes sense to focus on family. But very great people, and I thought it was really neat that they shared this heartfelt letter. I've got a link to the story if you want to read all about it. It was just a really neat thing. Time to say goodbye, Heidi.
Goodbye, Heidi.
Goodbye, everybody. Have a great day. Thanks for listening to the John and Heidi Show this weekend.